Hello again, and welcome to Cooking with Trevor, our performance wellness team here with New Hanover County Fire and Rescue, giving you some tips and tricks in the kitchen, some nutrition suggestions for you, trying to keep us healthy, trying to keep us, fit to fight and that sort of thing. So today we're discussing salad. Want to get everybody to eat their greens, all right? The leafy greens, the vegetables. Summer vegetables are big right now this time of year, and we want you to walk it through the garden. So all the stuff that you can put in a salad can be good for you. Carrots, bell peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, all the usual suspects. You can also add some different things like garbanzo beans or chickpeas. You can add artichokes. You can add cheeses, slices of cheese, cubes of cheese. You can add even meats, salamis, pepperonis, hams, turkeys, things like that are good in a salad. But you can add too much or enough to a salad to where now your salad and your leafy greens have even more calories than, say, a spaghetti dinner. So you want to be aware of what you're putting in your salad and how much volume you're adding to the salad if you want to keep it healthy, if you're talking about a calorie intake. The other thing that's a big major factor to how what the caloric content is in a salad is your dressings. Now, everybody uses your bottled dressings that we have right here. Where are they? I had one ready to go. Here we go. Okay, you've got your creamy ranch dressing. This is the light dressing, but even still, these dressings will tend to have a very high fat content, very high caloric content. They also have, if you look on the back of the label, you're gonna have all these ingredients those are all those extra preservatives we've talked about that you really could do without. When you're talking about what you're intaking in your body, you're going for a salad, so you're obviously trying to have a healthier intake of your food, your whole foods, right? You're gonna be putting vegetables in it. So why go then for a creamy dressing just because that's all you know? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna show you how to make a very simple, it's grandma's vinaigrette. It only takes a few ingredients, and I'm gonna show you how to make something a little bit fancier. And you can take a basic vinaigrette and upscale it or up jump it a little bit, adding a few more ingredients, and now you've got yourself a Caesar salad. And you can do a homemade Caesar salad. You can impress your friends or your first date or whatever. So we're gonna start with the usual suspects. You've got your olive oil, red wine vinegars. We got a little bit of oregano. Okay, and you want to add maybe just a splash of Dijon mustard. That's all you need for a vinaigrette. Some garlic, salt and pepper, and you're done. Okay, we're gonna have a bed of romaine here. You can use, there's so many different types of lettuces you really need to explore. They have some prepackaged for you, pre-washed, prepackaged. It makes it really simple. You got your 50-50 spring mix, which has arugula, baby spinach, and a couple of other leafy greens in there that I can't even think of right now. And they're all good for you. Red leaf, green leaf, there's Boston lettuce, more so than just the iceberg lettuce that everybody knows, that everybody gets a slice of on their hamburger. That doesn't have as much of a nutritional value as some of these darker, leafier greens. You got your Boston lettuces. There's a huge variety of lettuces out there that I think you should really try and explore and mix and enjoy different ones. The pre-mixed ones are easy to try a few different ones, or for your prep time. So anytime you're talking about vegetables or leafy greens or anything from the produce or the farmer's market, take it home, wash it first. Wash it and let it dry. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I chopped up a little bit of romaine. I've got it in my colander here, so I'm gonna rinse it and let it drain. I've got another piece right here. And you can tear these up. You can do it each leaf at a time, wash it, tear it up into little pieces and put it in. That's how my mom used to do it. It took a lot of time and there was much love involved. But if you really want to just cut it up, you can. You're gonna leave the base down here. You're not gonna put that in the salad or any of the spines that get really thick on the leaves. Chop it a few times crossways, and that's all you need is little bite-sized pieces. We'll put it in here, we'll rinse it, we'll dry it, okay? We'll put that in the refrigerator. I'll probably get a little bit more volume here for the guys on shift. We're gonna rinse it, we'll pat it dry, or we'll put some paper towels on top, put it back in the refrigerator, and let it dry for maybe an hour or so. That's going to give us plenty of time to make our dressing, and then we'll come back in just a minute and I'll show you how to do exactly that. So stick with us. Okay, so we've washed our lettuce, regardless of which you're going to use. If you're just doing a garden salad. Now, I said something about iceberg earlier. You can do an iceberg wedge, which is fine too. The whole point is adding salad to your meal is going to be another side dish that's going to take away from the main portion of your carbs, your heavy loads, your proteins, and things like that, so you can have smaller portions. Now, something that we talk about in the fire service is your portion size, and the joke goes that if it's more than fits in your mask, then you've eaten too much. So the idea is that if you eat so much at the meal table and then we get a call and we have to go out and put our mask on, you might find yourself in an embarrassing situation. So the point is, your mask is no bigger than 2 handfuls right here. So if you've got more food on your plate and it'll fit in that space, you've eaten too much. So mind your portion size. So adding sides, things like salads and vegetable sides, will increase the volume of food you're eating, increase your nutritional value, and then cause you to shrink down the size of your piece of steak, your chicken, your fish, your protein source. Also, pastas and things like that. So normally I'd eat a plate of spaghetti this big, but if I've got a side salad, then now I don't have to have as much. That's the reason why your family restaurants and whatnot always serve you breadsticks and salad, because they want you to fill up on that and not on the main dish, which costs them more money. So, that being said, adding a salad into your diet is a great way to enjoy more vegetables and get some more of the nutritional value of some of those things into your system. So the first thing we're always going to do, always starting with garlic, right? Garlic's one of my favorite flavors to add to just about anything. So for a nice vinaigrette, garlic's one of the things you'll add first. So we're just going to chop a single clove of garlic. You can add more if your tastes are for more garlic, less garlic. You can use small cloves. When recipes call for cloves, they may call for multiple cloves, and it's up to your taste as to whether or not you use the really big ones or you use the little ones. It's all up to the chef. So we're gonna add a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna try to get this as fine as possible. So there are a lot of pre-made salad dressings that have eliminated a lot of the extras. There's plenty of vinaigrettes, raspberry this and flavors of that, and citrus and balsamic and things of that nature, which are really good, very low calorie choices. I have found that just making it yourself, a simple vinaigrette, does the same thing, and you don't have to spend extra money on having 4 or 5 or different salad dressings in the refrigerator. So this is another way to save a little bit of money. In today's times, we all need that. So I've got a clove of garlic in there. So what do we do with the oil and vinegar? That's going to be the meat and potatoes, or the basis of your dressing. So it depends on how much salad you have. But with olive oil, less is more. You're always going to want to remember that. Oil expands, especially when you're putting it on heat and things like that. But when you're spreading it out over your greens, too much is going to be too much, always. So you want to go lightly on the oil at first, and then you can always add more. So just open this up. I'm going to probably put about 2 tablespoons in here. So what I want to do to my oil and vinegar mix, and vinegar is another thing that's taste dependent. It's all up to you. If you like it with more vinegar, add more. Less is less. Right now I'm using red wine vinegar, but you can also use balsamic, same way. So I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons. Maybe 3. Okay? Based on how much salad I'm going to have. And like I said, I can always add a little bit more. And then I'm going to add about half that much of the red wine vinegar. So about 1.5 tablespoons. And it's real easy to see. And I don't know if the camera will let you see, but it's kind of like an egg and a yolk. I don't know if you can see that now, because when I turn it up, it goes away. but the red's down there in the corner. So you're gonna have about 2 parts oil, 1 part vinegar. Okay, so there's the base. I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano, maybe a teaspoon or so, a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, the salt, again, can be too much. You can always add more on top of the salad later. A little bit of pepper. And so right now, I've made myself a dressing that you can use. Light vinaigrette, real simple. A little garlic, a little oil, a little vinegar, pinch of oregano, and you're done. That's it. There, you can go with a salad. If you want a little mustard in there, there's another ingredient you can add, and you're elevating it just another little bit, maybe a little more than a teaspoon of mustard in there. Now, I've taken an oil-based dressing and thickened it up just a little bit by adding the mustard. We're also increasing the volume of the dressing that you have available. So again, if you have a larger salad, you don't want it drenched. You don't want this the lettuce swimming in the dressing. Just lightly coated, lightly coated. Same thing with all the vegetables. You're going to be adding moisture into the bowl as you add more ingredients. I love artichoke hearts, but they always carry a lot of moisture. Cucumbers, same way. Bell peppers, same thing. Okay, so what do we got there? We've got mustard and a vinaigrette. Okay, so hey Trev, how can we make this even better or a little bit nicer, a little bit more elevated? So what I have done is we've just got the romaine lettuce, strictly romaine. So the thing that you do with that is you make a Caesar salad. So I know I've gone against my my coaching here, and we've got packaged Parmesan. They did not have a block that I could afford this time around. So we're going on the cheap, and I got my packaged Parmesan. I also grabbed some prepackaged croutons. We've made garlic bread in here before. I know you've seen that one. You can always take some leftover garlic bread, cut it up into cubes, boom, you've got croutons, and they are an excellent way to add some crunch to your salads. So we've got the vinaigrette. What are we gonna do to it now to make it a Caesar? Well, we're gonna take some Worcestershire sauce, and just a couple of dashes. Okay, that's very, very strong stuff. It's also super duper salty. And speaking of salty, the other ingredient that a lot of people don't know about in a true homemade Caesar, which they've started getting away from it, and if you get them in the store, most of your Caesar dressings are going to be white, creamy, kind of like a ranch, because ranch is very popular. But an actual Caesar is more of a brownish color, and the reason why is because it has anchovies in it. Anchovies and egg. And that's what we're going to add now. So I've got a couple of anchovy fillets. Anchovies, salty. The way the flavor profile works in with the vinegar is you don't really even know it's there at all. It kind of brasses up, like the Worcestershire sauce, brasses up the dressing just a little bit. I like mine a little heavy on the anchovy. I also like mine a little heavy on the garlic. Again, that is dealer's choice. So if you want to try this recipe, maybe you'll go a little light on the anchovy your first time out. So I'm going to throw a little of that in there, and then an egg yolk. And that's really all there is to it. So when you do your egg yolk, I like to crack the egg and see if you can see this over here. So I'll pull the egg open, okay, very gently, and I want to catch the yolk in one half of the egg. Then I'm going to pass it back and forth between my shell halves, and I'm gonna let all of the clear yolk drip out of the shell. All I want is just the yolk. I don't want the clear portion. I want the yellow portion. Okay? So you just go back and forth real gently. It might break. Try not to let it break, but if it does, that's all right, because it will still kind of congeal to itself. All right? So I've got the yellow portion of the yolk in there. A little bit of anchovy, a little bit of garlic, salt, pepper, oregano, your oil and vinegar, dash of Worcestershire, and some Dijon mustard. You can use spicy brown, but you know, if you want it to be true, you're gonna use the Dijon. We mix this up. It's even better if you start out with the anchovy and the garlic first and mash it with the back of a spoon until it becomes a paste. And that way you don't have any chunks, and then the people that you're serving this to have absolutely no idea that there's anchovy in it. Yuck, right? So anyway, you can conceal all that. It really adds to the flavor, and it is a true, authentic Caesar dressing. So there you have it. Once our salad is dry, I'm gonna sprinkle some Parmesan in there, a couple of croutons. We'll toss that around a couple of times. Then we gently add the dressing to it until I've got a nice coating, but we don't want it swimming in it, okay? So just a light, even coating of dressing on your salads. Again, if you're gonna do a garden salad, choose all your vegetables. You really can't go wrong, whatever you like, and make yourself a vinaigrette and have fun with it. Enjoy your summer vegetables, and that's it. So go make yourself some salad dressing and enjoy it. We'll see you next time in the kitchen right here with Cooking with Trevor. Oh, click on the link down at the bottom of the page. Thanks for reminding me. A follow link, a thumbs up link, subscribe. Send us some suggestions if you've got anything like that. You want to see us do something here in the kitchen at Station 18 for New Hanover County Fire and Rescue. Cooking with Trevor. Performance Wellness Team. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.